Okay, so got another interesting bit in the mail. Last time it didn't work out too well, so hopefully this one will be a little bit different. And it's a recall notice. Apparently I'm being brought back into the military. Because nothing says efficient bureaucracy like bringing someone back in who's been out for over a decade. And what's better is apparently I'm even serving under General Custer. Yeah. I'll talk to you guys when I get up to Canada. How's it going, everyone? Mike the Warhost here, and today we're talking about one of the more deceptively simple posses available in the game, the Forlorn Hope posse. On the surface, the posse seems incredibly simple. Armstrong Custer and as many Union Hands units as you can cram into your list. And in a tournament-sized list, that's quite a lot of models. But there are a few different variations that can certainly help change things up and possibly mess with your opponent's carefully laid plans. Forlorn Hope is a primary theme posse built around Armstrong Custer and waves of infantry meant to appeal primarily to players fond of horde-style tactics. With this posse, Custer gains largesse, allowing him to spread his whopping 8 fortune amongst the rest of the posse. And if you fill all 6 slots, then everyone gets Trail Finder to get up the board a bit faster. The posse card is incredibly simple as well. All 6 slots require a Union Hands unit, and it's refreshingly straightforward compared to some of the more convoluted posse cards. And the Union currently has 6 hands units to choose from to help customize your blue wave as much as you'd like. So let's see just what you can take with this list and what all they can do. First off, we have the man himself, Brigadier General Armstrong Custer. He's one of the pricier bosses at 190 points, but does come with quite a few nice options. As mentioned before, he has a staggering 8 fortune available to keep himself and his men alive. He brings along inspirational for free rerolls for nearby units, form up on me to give himself and a nearby hands unit Trail Finder, useful if you're using this in the secondary posse. For the ladies and for the boys, gives a bonus to Custer's Grit, Fight, and Mind for being within 3 inches of a male or female human model, and Gambler helps easily get rid of low action point cards and guarantee Custer the opportunity to go just absolutely hot wild. His Officer Saber is passable with his fight of 7, but his Plasma 6-shooters are where the money is. A piercing value of -3 as well as a rate of attack of 3, and hazardous on a crit gives him a good amount of medium range threat. When played properly, Armstrong Custer can be an absolute titan on the battlefield. And if that weren't enough, there's also a mounted version of Custer that gives him rapid and access to Gatling guns on his Iron Horse if you want some additional mobility. Now we come to the various hands options available to the Forlorn Hope. Starting at the low end of the point scale, we have the Union Rifleman and Skirmishers. At 25 points apiece and a max unit size of 10, they're pretty bog standard as hands go. The Riflemen do come with an aim of 5, and the Skirmishers have a fight of 5, so they do have different roles to fill. The Riflemen have chase rifles, obviously, and the Skirmishers come with blades and chase pistols. They also come with specialist issue, allowing one model to swap out their regular weapon for any of the special weapons from the faction armory as well as disciplined and shoulder to shoulder for an additional grit bonus. The Skirmishers do also come with the Skirmishers rule, imagine that, for a wider coherency range should it be necessary. Rounding things out is massed fire and massed melee for both. These are reliable and dependable line troops who will do a good job holding objectives and withstanding enemy fire, but not a whole lot else. Next up, we have the well-known Canine attack dogs at 30 points each. The ubiquitous attack dogs are well known for their scouting abilities and quick speed, but aren't generally taken in large groups. If you want to build a tournament-sized Forlorn Hope list, don't write them off that quickly. A full unit of 6 Canine attack dogs is a lot for your opponent to deal with. Durable and moving target will help them withstand oncoming fire. Rapid will get them up the board quickly, and massed melee means that only one attack dog needs to get into base contact with an enemy, to get all 12 steel jaw attacks in. And while these attacks only have a piercing of -1, that's still a lot of grit checks that need to be made. A full unit of Canine attack dogs can easily be turned into a single-shot, boss-seeking missile that will slip the notice of the unattended opponent until it's too late. Moving along, we get to the Armored Guards and Armored Riflemen. At 35 points apiece and a max unit size of 10, these guys have a few additional tricks available that the regular Union troops don't. As well as shoulder-to-shoulder, discipline, massed fire, and melee, the Armored Guard and Riflemen also have well-equipped to bring additional special weapons, as well as the deadly combined fire to make their chase weapons a lot scarier. Both units also have durable to weather incoming fire a bit more. This is where a lot of your offensive firepower will be coming from in this posse. And at the end of our hands list, we have the Union Iron Horse Cavalry. These are pretty standard Iron Horse units with a slightly higher aim and grit, as well as discipline to help with potential yeller checks. A quickness of 8 and moving target gives them a good amount of survivability, and they also have the option to swap out their Gatling guns for a few different weapon types. They're the most expensive hands option at 85 points each, and they only have a max unit size of 6. But the Iron Horse Cavalry can be devastating, or will be at least, once the Iron Horse Cavalry are available. When building a tournament-sized list, you'll want to consider a few things. 1. What do I want each unit to accomplish? What's their mission? 2. What do they need to bring to accomplish that mission? 3. How mobile will my force be? As I mentioned before, the regular Riflemen and Skirmishers will make ideal objective holders, which is important in a game like Wild West Exodus that tends to focus heavily on holding specific points. Armored variants have the potential for more offensive actions. It would be ideal in that situation to give the defensive units weapons with the heavy quality, as they won't be moving very much once they get into position. The offensive units, however, should avoid the heavy weapons and those with a short range. Mobility is going to be the Achilles heel for this posse, as the vast majority of units only have a quickness of 5. Troll Finder helps a bit with getting into position, but it won't be very easy for the troops to react to new threats on the table in time. Bringing along some Iron Horse Cavalry or attack dogs can give you a rapid reaction force to deal with new threats as they emerge, but we'll need a solid positioning to accomplish this. Now, this posse has 3 basic variants that can be used: all infantry, all cavalry, and mixed. These are pretty straightforward. All infantry is just Custer and waves of infantry, possibly with a pack of attack dogs and a mix of regular and armored infantry types. Keep any heavy weapons with the regular troops to hold objectives, and give the armored infantry the less restrictive weapons. Move them up the board and into position with Custer, giving out fortune like candy and providing additional fire support. Don't forget that for the ladies and for the boys works with enemy models too, so don't be afraid to get Custer stuck in when needed. The all-cavalry version is the mounted version of Custer and as many Iron Horse cavalry units as you can field. Unfortunately, you won't be able to fill the entire posse with Iron Horse cavalry in your 1200 point list, so you'll also be bringing along a pack of attack dogs, but they'll be able to easily keep up. The biggest downside to this list will be how vulnerable everyone will be at the start of the next turn, as the moving target bonus would disappear until each unit has moved again. A few triggered activations could easily rob you of your offensive momentum, and playing an objective-heavy adventure like Supply Run or Treasure Hunt would require a delicate dance between objectives to keep the bonus up. And in between these two versions is the mixed. A unit or two of Iron Horse Cavalry to act as a rapid response force for the regular infantry that isn't quite fast enough to react to new threats. This would be ideal to not only ensure a well-rounded force that would fix the deficiencies in either an all-infantry or all-cavalry list. The Forlorn Hope posse also makes an excellent secondary posse for a face-heavy force like the Secret Service or Infernal Investigations. Since Custer gets largesse without having to fill a certain number of slots, you can easily bring 1 to 2 small hands units to act as objective holders for your larger force, with Custer providing plenty of fortune for rerolls, as well as a good amount of offensive capabilities on his own. While the Forlorn Hope posse seems rather bland and uninspired at face value, there's a good amount of variety available to adapt to most playstyles. Well, that's going to do it for me today. Stay tuned for more tactics videos, ping tutorials, battle reports, and more. Take care, everyone. We are available to purchase again. Calm down, kitty. think I can fix that in editing. Should be okay. Also come with the Skirmishers. Do that again. It's almost like rehearsal is a good thing. Hello, kitty. All right. Please don't attack my green screen again, cat. I would appreciate it.